I mean, that's the only way he wakes up. Last time he literally showed up like 30 minutes before the end of the session. So I don't really feel pity for him for, because nobody forced him to sign up to the game, right? Or not to play until, I don't know, 3 a.m. in the morning video games. You know, nobody forced him to do so, but here we are. I mean, theoretically, he might just not show up for 12 minutes. So, we said he has to show up. So, also, we're alive, theoretically, technically.
I believe.
You just hold your breath, Lucky. You don't have the calm for it yet, but you will.
Lordy, Lordy, I believe. Reverend, you will stay away.
Okay, just.
The Lord, we must prevent
I
this
really,
man from appearing.
I really hope that none of you just DMs don't show up for 10 minutes, please.
If I temp ban him from using voice calls on the server.
Lecter, ban him from joining the session for 12 minutes.
Yeah. Yo.
You have nothing to gain and everything to lose.
Yeah.
You see, this is why I don't gamble, because I know for a fact that there's always one person that always cheats.
So see, Omnis, he said you will not.
And on the other side, wait a second, and on the other side, that's the reason why I don't gamble, because I know I would be the person who cheats.
Sure.
If it's not me, it's someone else.
Exactly, that's how it usually goes. But yeah, session 64, like that game console thingamajig that ends with 64. I made so many people angry. Yeah, we lost Rog. Well, not really lost. He had a happy end. He wanted to die, and
He exploded.
No, he wanted to die, but he gained immortality. Funny how things go. Ironically enough, that's what Kilroy wanted to get. It's like, I want immortality.
Yeah, in some sense they switched goals. I mean, Kira didn't specifically die, but he kind of got an identity death and just restarted life.
Yeah, literally. Also, where is the? You know what's the fucking worst? The dice roller. Oh, there it is. Hell yeah. Oof. So yeah. Oh boy. So how's everybody's week? Because a lot of shit happened this week. Potential nuclear Armageddon as the fucking people flying in Russia with their fucking nuclear arsenal strapped to their backs. Let's go. Or their belts, technically.
I got myself Risk of Rain, and honestly, I suck at it. Like hell.
We gonna play it tomorrow, maybe?
Maybe.
Started playing Bloodborne finally.
Dude. I wish. You know what's the best part about yesterday? Was playing Bannerlord, and somebody's like, hey, cool game. When are you gonna play Elden Ring? Like, I don't want to play Elden Ring. It's like Dark Souls, but better. It's like, do you realize it's made by the same devs? It's like, no. And then we had like a 2-minute argument of like me convincing the dude to Google the thing up that Elden Ring was in fact made by the same company and even written by the same dude who written all the Souls games. And that's how I lost Apollo.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. So do we do?
It is honestly astounding how bad one can be at a game. It's always just the same goal, literally, in Risk of Rain. Find the teleporter, defeat the boss, go on to the next stage. And I'm just kind of sitting here, and I can't even find the fucking teleporter.
It happens to the best of us. But yeah, do we wait for 7 more minutes to see if Revan shows up?
Yes.
Yes.
So, you got yourself Risk of Rain as well?
I'll get it. I don't see why not. Sounds pretty good.
If I can recommend you something, MMOGA game plus DLC for literally half the price of the base game.
Oh, I'll look around and see. Okay, so why the guy are you starting 2 hours early?
We're on time.
Yeah, we're on time.
It's literally.
Yeah, I may or may not have messaged him to find out if he was going to be joining, and then he may or may not have been like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's 6 a.m. for me." And I went, "Game's starting now, my dude."
It's always been. I am so confused. I'm literally confused. What the? Oh, daylight savings.
Oh, daylight savings.
Yeah, that's only like an hour of difference. Unless for some fucking reason we managed to go daylight savings into 2 different directions, which sounds incredibly unlikely.
We entered the Twilight Zone. Is this what's happening?
Literally.
Just like,
We look outside. There's just a giant eye staring back at us.
Imagine
oh hi Satan.
a world in which 2 hours are a difference in the ends of the world.
Did you turn back the clock? Wait. Does he actually use just a normal clock? Is that why you just looked at it? It's like, wait a minute, it's 6 a.m.
Wait.
It's automatic on my phone. Okay. How hilarious it would be if we just asked him to say out loud, "Okay, Google, what time is it?" And then it says out loud what time it is, and it says like 8 a.m. It's like sussy.
Then he realizes that it's actually 3 hours of difference. Then that's a whole other can of worms.
Mm.
Time
Wait,
keeps
what day
on
is today?
separating. Today is Sunday.
The fuck, why are we playing on Sunday?
We've been playing on Thursdays for the past 9 years.
You mean 17 years, right?
Wait.
So lucky we have come into an impasse. He can join any second, but he also probably won't because he's now confused why the fuck the
Got 4 more moments.
4 more
minutes.
Maybe his eyes are so blurry at the moment that he just sees 6 as an 8, or 8 that is a 6.
What? I'm not hiding nothing at this point. No, wait.
I'm really.
I asked him, I'm like, "So you gonna make it?"
Okay, let me.
Comes back with a Dr. Evil meme. "How about no?" I was like, what? It's 2 hours early. You're in the
10
afternoon
minutes,
game,
20
right?
seconds.
Oh
I
yeah,
said it was-
apparently it is fucking 6 a.m. in New Zealand time. What the fuck?
Ah,
So
The
they're only
fuck is happening?
life is just kind of wrong.
What is happening?
What the fuck?
So do they have some goofy time zone?
I don't know.
Ah? What the shit? Gentlemen, the end of days.
What the fuck is New Zealand?
Daylight savings time ended on Sunday today at 3 a.m. our time. So he's at he is at the other end of a double daylight savings fuck up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Theirs
Okay.
ended at 3 a.m. this morning, so his clock just ticked back.
Oh my god, Revan.
You were so close.
Yes!
1 minute 15 seconds too early.
You couldn't have just taken a piss or something.
No,
Oh well,
Well,
fair
no.
dues. I'll
Yeah,
mark it off.
that's what-
Rex.
I'm sorry,
that's what I
Revan.
was. That's what I was doing when I was texting back. The thing is, that's not how daylight savings works. It's back an hour, but it's
You couldn't have waited 2 more minutes.
it's 6 a.m. for me. Normally, this is the time when I get up, and I have a 2-hour window to get ready and everything, and it starts at 8.
I'm so sorry, dude.
If you want to, you can go for like 40 more seconds.
40 more seconds. No, you can go because theoretically not a lot is going to happen when it comes to you unless you want to make it
Yeah.
happen.
By the way, if you want to make a bet to screw someone else over, fuck off. I just crushed that.
I mean, it wasn't
Alright,
screwing
Plucky.
anybody else over. If you had waited 2 more minutes, I would have gotten a little more powerful.
Well, okay, then good. I did a good thing.
That's up for interpretation.
From the heart.
Anyway,
No, not
so yeah,
really, no.
Roman, it's up to you to decide if you want to go out back. Because theoretically, everything is kind of chill and, you know. So, can we actually start the session then?
Yeah, it's
Think so.
transition.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, I had those fucking days. Oh my god, Roman, you really got screwed over.
What time?
Yeah.
Have we entered?
Like I said,
Last-
welcome to the end of time.
Last time I slept in, but I only slept I was only like an hour and a bit late because of that. That's because I woke up around 9:30ish. See the time difference? It's 6 a.m.
I'm becoming an alchemist.
So, last we left
I
off.
shouldn't become an alchemist.
Yeah, so last we left off, not much really happened besides you collecting the scale, recruiting some felines, and just talking to the Soviet High Command, which went almost as swimmingly as one possibly could get. A bunch of Russians getting captured into unknown. But yeah, nothing really happened of big circumstance. Everybody was just thinking of what to do next, and of course, Rog gave you his resignation papers, or
The equivalent.
yeah, equivalent of that. And yeah, you all had a send off to Rog, and that's essentially where we left off. So, if I remember correctly, last we literally left off, it was like evening, like 7 p.m. at this point. Lecture, you return back from the swamps of Zagratar, leaving Rog and his tribe behind, with a handful of felines and Kalia and the Red Orc. Yeah. I guess I'd like you to figure out what would you like to do. Because it's been a very, very long day for all of you.
Literally 4 sessions.
I'm going to take the longest long rest I can while also getting rid of that exhaustion level I still have.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, in general, like just for the global path, I'd say nothing of our routes really changed. So still mostly heading towards Norned and continuing from there. Oh, okay. And everything else will decide as we go. If possible, I would like to spend 1 more hour working a bit on mass sending. And after that, I'd head to bed as well.
Roll me Arcana check then. As you elect to return, and of course everybody's scattered. It's been almost 2 hours since, the send-off was, and everybody's kind of not present. The artillery pieces are present, and of course Jack and Pablo are on the bridge. Yeah,
Okay, sorry. What do I need to roll?
Arcana.
Can't be arranged.
Oh,
2032.
Holy fucking shit. Okay.
What is that about? Let's see.
Yeah. Actually, within a single hour, it's a very simple process of just sacrificing a higher level spell slot to send multiple sending messages and get multiple answers instead of using one or a single one. I'll DM you what you get, but yeah, it's a success. You have one scroll made of it, and you, just because you're the scribe, you also memorize it, and you can use it tomorrow, essentially, after a long rest. So, yeah.
I have a literal text document on my computer called Lectus Moonshine Spells.
Oh god.
Oh god.
And, well, at least now I can finally move one other spell into the finished spells category.
Yeah. So,
Wonderful.
yeah. So simple question for the rest of you. How is everybody spending their evening after, Rog is gone? The big red orc with a giant spear and fiery attitude is missing.
Why is it really quiet around here?
Celebration!
Apart from Zan probably getting super drunk as usual. And that was
Nothing
just
much
shot
changed for them.
and that was just shotgun, which is worse. The thing is, I haven't been with the party long, so I probably haven't exactly noticed anything much different.
Oh, one guy disappeared.
So you said you were going to go take a rest after that, Victor?
After that, I'd be heading for a long rest.
I'm going to stop you on your way there. It's like,
Okay.
and I'll ask you something.
Of course.
It's about my sword, of the falchion. Really think we need to start figuring out how we're going to empower this, even if it's starting with small level demons and seeing if it works. We could probably do it on our way to back to Norn.
Wait a minute. Wait, we have a way to empower it very quickly.
I assume you have means of summoning them.
Not directly, but I can arrange that, at least partially. It will require some convincing there.
Well, the faster we can get this thing like that, honestly, the better. Not just for me, but for the people of Norn. They're probably wondering where he is right now.
I can understand that. I guess that's another project to worry about. We'll continue the story tomorrow morning, continuing our path towards Norn. And if we still have some time tomorrow, I can see what I can arrange.
Gives a slight nod and just walks to his room.
So, who's your drinking? Because I guess Plucky is, Revan probably is.
Well, no. Well, there was the thing of during that whole all the nonsense and everything, when we even got Chaz, when we raided the tavern just to find them, I got the entire bar's worth of booze into my bag of holding.
Yep.
And now I've added it to our current bar. So I'm matching that off my inventory.
Kaz absolutely needs a drink after everything he's been through for the past, 7 days.
That is completely reasonable.
Yes, I have that, Kim. I took it for the AC.
Oh God.
I'm just reminding you,
I'm not sure how well that's going to work, though. That's
okay. So, to put in perspective, the tavern is full, and for Revan, you see the Germans looking at a specific 5 people who are well dressed compared to them. We're drinking by the bar with Zan and I assume Plucky. And also you see the Soviets looking at them, but it's less like out of fear, more like not of anger, more out of fear.
Advantage in numbers.
Yeah. This is something I was afraid of. Like the tensions between the 2 factions. I wanted to eliminate that. Damn, I have no idea what to do. This was not... I wasn't expecting this to happen.
Let's play along.
So, as for Plucky, you're essentially drinking with Zan, Gavel, the Silver Dragon, all the Soviet command, and a handful of people from New Dunkirk, and one of them, by the name of Mordecai, that you are familiar with, at least by looking at it, is very much keen on talking to one of the Soviet officers. And he's like explaining to absolute something detailed, something you don't even comprehend because it's not even the same language. But yeah. Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Wish I could be there.
You,
I already headed out.
You're going off to a charging pause.
What was that, Revan? I couldn't understand you.
Lictor's heading off to his charging pause.
Like a Borg going into its regeneration.
Well,
everybody, eventually, either drunkenly or sober, finds their way back to their place where they slept, and everybody takes a long rest. So, finally, the longest of rests finally upon you all. Oh God. It's like a miracle of sorts. Anyway.
Never time paradoxes that has ended today.
Nothing happens during the night. No alarms are raised. No commotions. No fireballs. Nothing that would wake you up. And the whole night just kind of goes without a hitch. Until Lecter, about 6 a.m. in the morning, you just get a knock on your door.
A while since last had something like that. Guess I'm standing up from my sentry's rest and going towards the door, just in case reactivating my mage armor. And then opening the door.
Okay. It's Jack.
Mm.
He says that we reached Norn.
oh, good.
Wonderful. There's some stuff we want to get to on the island, and ideally
he
drop a few
immediately
people off.
And he immediately stops. stops you, like grabbing your shoulder. It's kind of bad.
Show me.
He kind of starts leading you towards the bridge. And going on the main deck, looking towards Norn where it was. Last time you saw it, it was like, you know, a luscious forest, partly forest, mostly plains, with of course falling leaves because it was autumn in that place, and it is now here. It's just a black mass. Like, you look at it and it looks like it's been scorched down, and you just see twigs that were mighty trees remaining and standing. The whole island is just like this.
Scorched earth. Okay.
Yeah, as you go to the bridge, Pablo says, so did you tell him? And Jack just kind of looks at him and says, like, you tell him, I don't know what it is. Pablo just kind of looks at you. So you are familiar with my poisoning of radiation, right?
A bit, yes.
The island exudes insane amounts of radiation. We're currently away in a safe distance, about 6 kilometers away. Getting a bit closer without any protection would cause minor to severe problems in a matter of days, if not months.
Well, as far as I know, there's still a few things on the island that I personally want to get to. I will not drag anyone on the island unless necessary. We'll show this to the rest of the group in the morning, then we'll decide who goes. I can provide life support for those who want to go there. And after that, we'll get away from here as soon as possible. But I will most likely have to inform the Platinum Seas that this place is now completely contaminated. Most likely.
Roll me a perception check, because you can see while you're talking there's like a slight ridge, like a good southern part, maybe a few miles, kilometers into the inland. It just looks top down because of the satellite.
14.
It just looks like it's like either it's rained heavily of acid. It just looks very unnatural, specifically that, you know, it's not been exactly very long since you last been here. Nothing has been reported about it. Additionally, you know, like, it doesn't look like it's been burned, nothing like spread. It just dead.
One thing to kind of try out. 1 second. I'm going to cast a spell. 1 second. Where is it? First level. Detect magic. Any traces on the island?
Any traces of the island?
Natural traces on the island.
And I cannot tell you more specifically. It fucking reeks of evocation magic. It looks like a whole, like the whole island is on fire from it.
It's like a pure burning aura.
Yes.
Okay.
Was
Oh,
it
that suffices for information.
some was it written stupid?
Well, second scorched line, I guess. Yeah. Still, This does make things worse because this tells me that magic has been at play. But it still doesn't change anything about the fact that I need to go on there. Like I said, we'll reveal the news to the crew in the morning, and I assume not many of them will want to go there, but I do. Keep an eye on the island. If anything moves, tell me. If anything approaches us, shoot it down. Simple stuff.
They kind of just nod. But yeah, the only person you can see that is awake at this point are a few new Dunkirkings who are making breakfast, and just Isabella just chilling in one of the hallways next to the ladders that goes up in the main deck, and she just sits on the ground against the wall and just hums to herself.
I think I would actually make my way back to the crew's quarters.
Mm-hmm.
But I would I would actually stay outside of the crew's quarters. Like, I wouldn't be entering my room again. But I would stay outside so I can see whether anyone else is going outside.
I mean, more time passes.
I'll just spend the rest of the evening there.
Oh, it's not evening, it's morning.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. But yeah. As for time, nobody really goes up or down, in and out. And of course, eventually the rest of the party does just wake up. Eight-ish.
If anybody leaves the room, they'll find me sitting outside on in the hallway.
What are you doing on the floor?
I want to catch you guys immediately. Actually, you know what? Let's have breakfast first. Might be better for your constitution.
Let me guess, something bad has happened. Just your tone. Is it good?
It's easy to read, isn't it? But yeah, something bad has happened.
Considering I can't tell via facial expressions since you've got none.
I could get some, but it's kind of a hassle.
And that would look weird.
It works to a certain extent, but I prefer not doing it. And he just creaks one of the end of his mouth up that just kind of bends the wood. It looks incredibly unnatural.
Yeah, don't do that ever again.
No
Anyway.
problem with that. Bam.
Yeah.
Feel free to head along. I'll make sure that the others meet you there.
Yeah. I had to triple check before going to bed as well as Jane. How to bed that Plucky hasn't franked me.
A certain extent of safety certainly is a good idea.
Yeah. There was no bunches of nonsense above my door. Luckily.
Good. Probably for the better.
Yeah. Anyway. I really should get back to training Owlist here because I've been neglecting that lately. Mind you, things have been chaotic.
Oh, believe me, things are always chaotic around here.
I
Be
can
happy
tell.
if you ever find more than an hour of actual pure peace.
We had a bit before, all the current nonsense.
I have to
Those
say,
things.
our current record is roughly a month of peacetime. And
I also had to figure out how to ease the tensions between all those groups I amass. Anyway,
I can tell you this much, the initial plan of just leaving them out that no one is going to be impossible.
Ah.
We'll get to that later.
Tell me later when everyone else is together. I'll meet you over at the kitchen,
Good.
and then head off to the kitchen and stuff.
Okay. Random question, by the way. Card?
Huh?
Did you
Cars.
actually pick a room?
I just sort of found one and fell over and slept in it.
Completely reasonable and understandable.
Then before you were on my floor. And I just didn't notice.
Some
You just
persons
get up in
and
the morning, you expect just to step onto the lovely floors, and you're just like, ah, fuck!
I didn't order this Dragonborn skin rug.
For fucking face!
yeah, he just fell asleep in the morning. We hear some person scream. I guess we figured out where he went. I'll be waiting for Ken as well. Waiting for Rox and Pot now. I still might want to find Plucky.
What was that about, Plucky?
Where is Plucky?
Waiting in front of the doors, trying to catch a glimpse of you is more or less impossible, so I'm not even trying.
The wizard who can just message Plucky, where the fuck are you?
I could.
But he doesn't want to waste his spell slot.
Nah, it's a cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip. I forgot.
I prefer face-to-face conversation in some situations.
So
It's kind of difficult
doesn't
if
know
you
what
cannot. It's kind of difficult if you cannot see the face of the person you're talking to.
Fair enough. Plucky, I did come up with something for Plucky to try to do at the drinking last night. If it's okay to ask a thing.
Because he's still at the bar.
He's going to get rather jealous of the fact that it seems like the new Dunkirkians have figured out how to talk to most people, but he still has the trouble of not knowing what a lot of people are saying. Basically, I'm going to ask the new Dunkirkians if they could help me with a translator.
Didn't you get one?
Nope.
Well, yeah, he didn't. Oh, he did.
I thought, didn't we all get the translator for New Dunkirkian?
I never got any sort of translator.
No,
The
the
only
rest of us
piece of
did.
new Dunkirkian technology I have is my cryo gun.
Yeah, the reason why, because you never actually, like,
Asked.
how to say this, everybody got one. Plucky, nobody found you.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
we'll go ask them for one, because it just
Yeah.
seems like a logical thing while we're sitting at the table, look at Mordecai and be like, hey, you, yeah, you. You can speak with them, and them, and them, and them, and them. Fix it.
He immediately he almost immediately grabs you by the face, just kind of, not too loud, okay?
I know, but
Sure, tomorrow, okay?
Fair.
I'm catching up with a great. God, he kind of looks back at the dude he was talking to, and he kind of almost like pukes, but he kind of catches it in his mouth and then swallows it.
Fair enough. Am I gonna have to meet you in the lab where I have to wear the bell again?
Fuck, what?
Oh yeah, you don't know about the bell. Anyway, shots! He starts
Next
pouring out
round.
another round of shots.
So yeah, time passes.
I'd be
Don't
waiting
be-
for Ken, and then together with him, I would be going to the. What?
He rose early, and now he's going to, and you can find him in the in a training center. He's swinging his sword about, getting ready.
Ah, okay. I'll find you there and invite you to breakfast.
Yeah, I guess I forgot to do that. Could go for a bite.
Well, sticking to some traditions at least.
I should not have looked out the window. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's looking bleak.
Are you guys
I,
getting together for a breakfast?
I see why you wanted to talk to us.
I kind of want to spill the bean for the entire group at once, so
That's fair. If you guys are getting together for breakfast, Plucky will join.
it's manifesting out of nowhere. As usual.
You're sitting at the table waiting for people to start eating your food or eating their food, and you start seeing pieces of bacon just lift up off plates and then disappear.
You try and do it to me, and I just go, no. Don't.
Just
Bad.
eating your own.
I'm just eating my food.
Well, no, I eat food that lift off my plate and just fall down onto the food before it goes.
Oh,
Eating from a completely different plate at another part of the table, but okay.
Just stealing from everyone else.
no, Robin just getting paranoid because bacon thief might come for him.
Well, no, I know it's Plucky because he's an asshole that way.
I know,
That's
but
one way
so
to say it.
true. Also, give me some.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody eventually gathers up for breakfast, and more people come back from above. Not much. Nobody's saying anything, just kind of chilling. But nobody seems to be going on the surface. Yeah. You see one of the new Dunkirkians just, like, in a matter of good 5 minutes, just manifests this little thingamajig. And as soon as he, like, finishes, you just hear this, like, occasional, every few seconds, just a crackle. And it stops. And then crackles
I
again.
take it it's not a good idea to go outside right now.
You've already seen what it looks like, didn't you?
Yeah, I looked out the window. Not hard to miss.
This
Bleak.
point, you hear a fork drop. You look, and Ken's gone.
Okay.
Let me guess he's from this place.
Yes.
Ah,
I'd head up to the main deck. I assume that's where I'd find you.
Yeah, you find him. You find him staring at it. He's on his knees.
So I guess in campaign stuff references, you get a new map of Norn. Congratulations.
oh crap. Let's
Holy
see.
shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah. All those question marks is because you knew what it was before, but what is it now? You don't know.
Rex.
Oh my god. Someone vaporized it.
Yeah. Honestly, right now I'd just be standing next to Ken, being silent.
There's some very stunned. There's long silence, and you hear say, "How long will we gone from this place?"
As far as I know, not so long.
And just like that, this has happened.
There's a few different reasons why this could have happened. But I guess the only way to truly figure it out is to actually go there. Honestly, I would not recommend that.
He
At least not
slowly
without
stands up, turns towards.
safety.
Why not?
I've already talked to Jack and Pablo about this. The island is heavily irradiated. Spending time there is unhealthy in the purest form. It will make you sick and make it more likely for you to die. I can make sure that you can stay for a bit, but I still would recommend it. I only have a single spell that can provide you with the atmosphere that you need to survive on that island to actually ignore the radiation damage. But it's a spell I made myself. It's a spell that has never been applied in full force. And if the spell is as irradiated as it seems to be, I wouldn't put it past this place to just be too strong for the magic that I created. I will head in there if you want to. There's two things on this island that I want to recover, if they are in fact still there. And one of them may explain what exactly happened here.
How much time do you think you can stay in there?
If absolutely necessary, up for 10 hours. I'm not limited by organ failure and radiation poisoning, but still, I don't think it's good for a magic body either to stay in a place like this.
You see him take one of his gloves off, and he hands it to you. It's like, since it's an item from me, it's like, you go in there, figure out what happened, get what you need to do, and if things get wrong, use this and get straight back to me.
We'll keep you informed about what's going on in there. I'll take the
Have
fastest
one-
route to get to two things that I need.
I'll have one request in there too.
Hmm?
Keep an eye out for Icarus. See if he's still lingering about. I highly doubt it, but it's worth a shot. As far as I'm concerned, he may or may not have a lead on this shadowy figure.
We can certainly figure out whether he's still here. I will cast Sending.
Sure.
Targeting, of course, Icarus in his new form. I do not even know if he's capable of responding anymore. I am. My question is just what has happened to this place?
A good 20, 30 seconds pass to the point that you think that there is no response. Either it's incapable or has died from whatever this is. And all of a sudden you just hear this guttural heave, like somebody's taking breath for a very, very first time in a long time. Come on inside. Wander to minutes. Hour.
Oh, that's not foreboding at all.
Not in the slightest. Lecter finishes casting the spell, and it's just like... I'm not entirely sure whether I actually want to go there now. Well, Icarus still seems to be alive. But most definitely not in a good way.
What do you mean?
He sounds... corrupted. Broken, diseased, I do not know. That definitely does not sound good. He's
Quick question.
inviting us in.
DM, would radiation count as necrotic?
Radiant.
Oh, it counts as radiation, counts as radiance.
Yes.
Sounds
Good,
reasonable to me.
Good, I have resistance.
Feel
But you
free to
don't
go
know
there.
we don't know anything of how strong it is, so can't count on it.
Yeah, but it benefits being an SMR.
Radiation can be anything from 1d4 per hour to like 100d10 per minute. Or worse. Knowing your accents.
Yeah. He's deep in thought. You honestly think it's too dangerous to go in there?
Looking at how Icarus seems to behave, I think a lot of things have gone down there. And it is most definitely dangerous. How
Pat,
dangerous, I have no way of knowing, but
so Lecter and Ken, you're both on the main deck, right?
yep.
So looking just as you're talking and just you from the south of the island, from where you are in this position, start to see just turning around, maybe good 2 miles, maybe a bit closer to the island. There's just a ship there's just turning around and just kind of going around the island. Interesting thing about it is you see that the whole ship is made of this very particular wood, made of just like it's probably painted or somehow enhanced or just presentation in this light blue coloration. It has a banner, not a banner, but like sails of bluish and white, but does not have any symbolism of any kind or indicating anything. And it seems to be, I guess, the power of the wind harvested by a giant air elemental as it's blowing the sails, and it's basically heading towards you, but maybe slightly bit closer towards the island.
I'm probably getting onto the main deck with the other two at this point. Just see the devastation. And then the ship, I'm like, okay, that's something you don't see every day.
Depends on where you're from.
Good point.
Yeah. This is
How
I've
far
already
away are
seen-
they?
By the way they're sailing, the wind is completely out of their favor, but the air elemental counters it immensely. Maybe 15 minutes, 20, and they would be basically in front of you, but like a mile or so from where you are at the moment. Because you're like
I
quite
looked
a
into
bit.
my scope. Can I see what flag they are?
You don't have a flag, but their wood is this like usually you've seen boats. They usually just have no coloration on boats at all. But this one has this very not fully bright, but like slightly bright bluish that immediately like indicates like platinum sea, but there's no banner, there's nothing of it. On the main deck, you do see a bunch of individuals, very well dressed. Some of them are very well armored. Also, just looking at it, you would immediately think platinum seas, but there's no insignias, no nothing. And you see there's two people, one male and female, who are basically either channeling something or guiding or controlling the air elemental on the upper floors of the main deck. But yeah, there's like a good 12 or so people on the deck. And
That ship is really well camouflaged. I mean, it's painted to look like both the ocean and the sky. So from far away, you couldn't see it if you're looking at it from side on. Plus, using elemental as basically an engine. There's only one other time I've seen that, but they're using their freezy. They chained up, and it was an airship.
One of the most arcane focused engines possible. Literally enslaving an elemental to do your work.
Yeah.
Question is, as they probably spotted our ship, do we let them
Kinda
come
hard
to
not to.
us, or do we just keep watching, see what they do?
Considering how massive the ship is, I would not be surprised if they've seen us.
Let them come if anything happens. I assume we can deal with it. There's one other thing I want to tell you, Ken, just so you know. This was not caused by any of the new factions. It's magical.
Maybe insignias on those guys, by the way.
Hmm?
I'm talking to Kin, like in character, because I don't know. I can't see. I can't see that far away.
On the boat?
Yeah, I was asking if there's any insignias or anything
There's-
telling us who these guys are.
There's no markings as far as I saw. Not even a bloody flag.
That's worrisome.
Truly.
Are you guys still in the kitchen, or did you go up to the top deck with them, Rev?
I'm on the top deck now.
Okay, I didn't hear you say go up. You went up with them, so you guys all just left Plucky alone in the dining room. Cool.
I mean, I assume
Oh, God.
Kaz is down there.
You're not exactly alone. There's a bunch of people there.
Yeah, but what can they really do?
what they
Not like we can do anything either.
like,
Oh yeah, what's Kaz doing?
Just vibing.
Sounds quite accurate. Still in that room that you found, or...
He's having a long lie. He needs it.
Good point. Yeah.
Okay. Well, because I'm bored, about this time Plucky's gonna start looking for you guys. He's gonna find you, and he's
lovely.
gonna start listening to what you're talking about. Then he's going to look over and see a ship in the distance, and he's gonna activate his boots of flying. I'm gonna go see what they're up to.
No.
We don't know shit.
It's not like they'll be able to catch him coming.
See him coming at times.
Conversation is happening on a meta level, by the way, not like we would know the plug he's going.
Oh no, you would 100% see Plucky fly away from the ship. He's not gonna be invisible when he flies off. You're gonna see him get about 200 or 300 feet away from the ship and then disappear.
I'm
Hey, yo.
literally
He's gonna
face
say-
palming. I'm like, oh no, not again.
I mean,
So-
If you got the ability to be stealthy, you might as well use it for intel, I guess.
Okay,
I understand that perfectly.
Oh, Plucky, you're gonna be the first one who meets us. Because here's the thing: a good few minutes after, they kind of changed their course, and they seem to be heading towards your location. Well, not directly at you. They seem to be like going towards to get a lot more closer towards you. So, Plucky, I have a simple question: are you gonna try to be invisible while flying?
Oh yeah, when I get to within about 1,000 feet of the ship, I'm going to do the proper invisibility that can only be seen through by true sight. Invoke the shadows and wrap them around me to conceal me.
So getting about 100 feet from the ship, all of a sudden you just plop, just fucking bang your head against like an invisible field, and you see one of the men, very finely dressed, has this blue tabard. Uh, like it looks like it's like just the platinum C needs to be in it, like just to finish it, but it's not there. But none of them have any insignias or anything, just the colorations of them. And he just kind of chuckles, looking at. They don't see you, but they just see the vibrations
The
of the
ripple.
pain. Yeah, it's like, what business might you have, invisible fly thing?
I'm going to use minor illusion to create an illusion 30 feet like adjacent to me, but like so that the voice that's me is not coming from exactly where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to say in my voice, "Oh, well, funny thing, I was actually coming over here to ask you the same thing."
All of a sudden, you see like half the crew immediately almost like draw their weapons or grab by the hilts and hold, like looking for the voice. The human seems in phase that was talking initially and says, "Well, we're on patrol around this island since it's quarantined by the orders of the Platinum Seas."
I'm going to do the minor illusion again. "Oh, see, that's really interesting because I'm traveling with a member of the Platinum Seas, and we haven't heard anything about a quarantine." I didn't say who.
Oh, you just called them out. They're bullshit.
Then I'm going to do minor illusion one more time and say, "But there's really no need for those weapons. I'm just here to talk." I don't expect to reveal myself, though.
Don't worry. My companions and compatriots will not draw weapons on you because, let's just say, it's been dreadful few hours. We would like to meet this representative of Platinum Seas, if you will, and inform him about the quarantine. First, well, he was not informed, but then again, it's not exactly to everyone to know.
Minor illusion yet again. "Yeah, see, I've noticed one thing about the Platinum Seas, and that's it. You guys are really, really terrible at relaying information."
Working on that.
Well,
Minor illusion again. Like, staggeringly bad.
I was hoping these days to be a Black Ops team or something.
Yeah.
the man just kind of chuckles.
While I'm doing this, I want to add, I'm flying slow circles around the ship.
Yeah. Passive perception, Plucky. You see one of the sorcerers kind of stops channeling the elemental, and you see its eyes kind of slightly glow up, slightly whitish, and immediately just starts tracking with its eyes.
So the elemental is now tracking me.
Not the elemental, one of the sorcerers who was controlling the elemental. You see glow up in his eyes, and now just looking at it.
I'll stop for a moment when I see him tracking at me, look right at him, and then just give him a little kid's wave. And then continue to fly in circles.
He looks.
He turned on true seeing.
The man, maybe in his 40s, he looks like clean cut, clean shaven. he just looks at you, and he has like the stone neutral look on his face, but he also has this like almost like slightly confused. Like at first he thought that you were like a halfling, but then he just like starts to see like you just being like a child, and he like a bit dumbfounded, but still remains the thing. Just almost unfazed, and yeah, and the human just responds, "Well, not all information need to be spread to everyone. That is the concept of secrets."
Minor illusion again. Yeah, but you'd think like putting an entire big ass island under quarantine would be at the very least a public service announcement.
You're really pushing the bit at this point.
To whom? The people who live, I don't know, months away.
Minor
Besi-
illusion again. Oh no, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Yeah, months away. Citizens of the Empire who need to know, besides their daily commune, that there is an infested island somewhere that they've never been or will see before.
Minor illusion again. Or, you know, to any of your people who are currently investigating other things out here, trying to find out what the fuck's going on. Again, you're staggeringly bad at information relay, but that's not my thing to say. You guys do what you want. I'm just here to ask a few questions.
Are you the
I'm gonna wait.
representative? As the human just kind of looks back at the sorcerers, and one of the sorcerers who like keep an eye on you, like just kind of slightly shakes his head.
Representative? Minor illusion again, by the way. Representative? No, I don't represent anything. I'm just a forward observer, I guess you could call it. Yeah, that sounds cool. I like that. Forward observer.
Right. So
I take it that, but continue to see if there's anything going on over there right now, because it's been going a while.
a good 10 minutes actually pass, and the ship is like very close, maybe within a mile, and will be there very shortly. Immediately all of you can see that the ship does not have any cannons. Just has 12 people in total on the main deck, 10 on the main deck itself, and 2 on the higher deck controlling the elemental.
Vision systems, decently.
So yeah.
Well, conjuration has never been a forte, so you're a thing, I guess. Yeah. I'd wait for them to get close enough. I would say within half a mile reasonable.
Uh-huh.
And then I'd make my way over there with flying after inquiring what Plucky has done via message.
What have you done, Plucky?
I respond in my head. I'm just talking to a guy who's going on about quarantine and really doesn't understand information transfer.
Does he happen to be of the Platinum Seas?
I mean, he sure looks like it, but he's also acting pretty cagey.
Okay, I'll be there in a bit. I want to get into this myself as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Okay, now I'm a...
Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
Never mind. Just go ahead. Go.
No, my point is relevant based on what you say, so...
Well, I just not to say what I was gonna say, unfortunately.
Okay. So
Yeah.
You hear
Still, arcane armor up, I'll make my way there using fly.
So as you're flying up, of course, like you also can see it, and you see everybody's direction immediately like shifts on the single person who's now flying towards them. Electra, you almost immediately get a message, and he asks you, "So are you supposed to be the representative?"
Like the unit number 14 of the Platinum Seas. Who am I speaking to?
You should really drop the of the Platinum Seas Act.
Oh, really?
It's the come aboard. We'll talk.
Oh, this is off to a good start. I'm not saying that out loud, that's just a thought. Either way, I'll make my way there.
As a side note, I'm going to cast Polymorph and turn myself into a hawk. I'm going to stay nearby, just circling in the sky, just
Uh-huh.
seeming, just in case. If shit goes south, I'm nearby.
Ken just doesn't even need to come close.
I know, exactly. That's why he's got the guns.
You still have my glove lector, by the way.
I know.
So, you come closer and you get another message, and you recognize the man who's standing there. It's like everybody's like looking, well, battle ready, but not like on high alert, but not drawing weapons or anything. And you get another message saying, "Do come in. We'll make an opening for you, but not for your child."
Are you talking about Plucky?
Whatever.
Probably halfling size. Looks like a child.
So a Kender then. Nevertheless, we're letting you in, not him.
Understood. Sorry, Plucky, you have to stay outside. I'm just saying this, looking like kinda up because I just genuinely don't know where you are.
Well, if you're not looking directly behind you, I'm not going to hear it.
Well,
I'm going to pretend to be all familiar, since I'm turned into a
God.
bird, and just follow you in.
I'm not even acknowledging you.
Yeah,
You
just-
get another whisper from the same, not whisper, message from the guy, slightly with a chuckle. First of all, we can see where the child is hiding, so he's not very sneaky. Second of all, am I assume that polymorph individual is your +1?
yes.
Oh,
What do you mean yes, Reverend? Or a hawk?
I went shit. Because I realized, oh yeah, the guy has true seeing on.
hmm. A message to both Plucky and Ravan. Get out.
Fine. I'm like, fine, don't want backup. But, okay.
Plucky just materializes out of thin air behind you, goes, "All right, catch you later, Splinters. Don't die."
I'll stay in the air just in case.
And I fly back to the big boat.
A small sigh from Lecter, and then he just continues inside. For that, I'll also be throwing away my bag of holding, in which I'm currently carrying Rog. Nah.
Okay.
Not
So
much.
you see part where you're in front of the the bubble just kind of tears open, making you an entry to fly in.
Hmm. I will
And-
continue in.
And as soon as you fly in, all of a sudden you feel extremely weak, extremely heavy, and all of a sudden you lose the ability to fly, and you just drop into the main deck like a good 5-6 feet with like a bung.
Am I already... Wait, above the water, or am I already in front of the ship?
No, on the main deck. As soon as you enter the bubble into the main ship, you just like you feel extremely heavy and just like clang.
Literally, you see a few of the boards on the main deck breaking.
No, it's not even like squeaking.
Artificially enhanced. Very nice.
Mm,
Wow,
well,
I'm in.
the man walks up, and you see the man is maybe in his early 30s, late 20s, clean shaven, clean cut. Everybody's clean shaven, clean cut. The elves, the dwarves, one halfling, two dragonborns, even though they don't have anything.
Thought that dwarves would be beardless.
Eh, I know.
Job requirement.
Yeah. And so I'll assume that you are a lector then. Name's Theo. The guy who you spoke to and you recognize his voice introduces. He walks towards you, and everybody kind of scoots aside.
Okay. It's nice to meet you. It's refreshing to see, apparently, Platinum Sea's present again. Even though you are, as I can see, without insignia here.
Some things are not need to be known by the world, unlike what your child proclaims.
Hmm.
So what brings you to the island? Very curious about it.
We used to have friends on that island that are valuable both in financial points and in region of knowledge, so we wanted to check up on them. We have a few resources stored on the island as well, or at least had. And now, after making a side trip to a different island, we would have liked to return to this island to collect everything we've left here.
Not allowed. The island is laced with an anti-magic field. If you're gonna go in, you're not gonna get out.
Interesting. Why exactly has this started?
Short or a long story.
I'm up for the long story.
So, I read about you.
Hmm.
7 counts of treachery, all forgiven. But that's besides the point. He kind of scuttles uncomfortably and takes a deep breath. You know about the fallen city. You probably do. You've been there, saw it. Probably touched the marble. The task was pretty simple. As protocol, extract any living members, and of course extract all artifacts, and then of course destroy the entire remnants of the floating city, or in this case fortress. Everything was going smoothly. The Argent Crystal was recovered and repossessed, and only a few minute things left. Majority of the island population was already relocated at that point, about 68 hours ago. And all of a sudden, most of the staff on site started to hear whispers, howls. Wildlife never been present before started to manifest, attacking the workers. And then it started. Black roots sprouted from the ground, grabbing anything that it could reach, dragging in. Moments after, the bodies resurfaced, possessing some sort of taint that spread across the land. In a matter of 2 hours, about 82% of the island was covered in it, and we were ordered to contain it, which we did.
They quarantined and more or less eviscerated the entire island.
We were told to contain it, and we did. Or would you rather let it spread?
No, I completely agree with your point, but there's a certain difference between contain and eradicate.
This is like SCP versus Global Occult Coalition.
Literally.
Yeah,
Anyway.
one's containing, the other's scorched earth policy.
Yeah. Still. It's sad to see that the remnants of the civilization, well, everything that was left after the encounter with Omnius, as well as the associated situations and the resources stored on site, have all been destroyed. I can assume that Icarus and whatever was left of the other druidic presences in the area were insulted, angry about the situation. A reaction could have been expected.
What is the Icarus you speak of?
A presence in the forests of this island. Still alive, but corrupted by whatever's happened here.
And it's gonna stay within the island, not going anywhere else.
Well, sad. Can't do anything about it now. I guess that means we can continue our journey north. This was just intended to be a pit stop. But I do have a small question.
Ask again, I guess.
What exactly did you mean by drop the Platinum Seas part?
You probably also didn't heard the 7 counts of treason, did you?
I did hear that part. But I also heard the All Forgiven.
Yeah. It's not up to me to judge, it's up to me to do what is told to do. And you obtain over 7 charges of essentially plotting against the Platinum Seas openly. You're probably not very bright as a whatever you are. Thinking that nobody's gonna spot you, see you. Or did you think that they're gonna just let out a little golem made of sticks into the world without any accountability?
I assume that I've been watched for quite a while now.
Doesn't seem like it. Quite a lot of times. Quite many things you said.
Not that I didn't react, it's that I expected a reaction from the other side far sooner. Yeah. How do I have to understand this? Revoking of the title? Excommunication? Just a minor punishment?
Just kind of shrugs. What, do you think I should feel honored, or what?
No.
Getting-
I want to ask. Tell me, am I still part of the Platinum Seas?
Yes and no. In theory, your counts of treason, at least 3 of those, would be a call for your immediate execution, along with all your companions and compatriots. But all of them have been revoked. Or vetoed, if you will. So theoretically, nobody, any country has. If you expect any help from the Platinum Seas, any of all, especially on the higher ups who know about your escapades and charades, especially of your brethren. Don't expect like a goodwill answer from it, but theoretically, yes. You are still of the Platinum Seas.
Thank you for getting me up to speed. It was, like my colleague has mentioned, the information infrastructure of our guild has been severely lacking as of late. You just explained the reason for that. But still, it's nice to be up to speed again. Anything else I should take along the way as we make our way up towards our goals?
If you touch the island, and believe me, we counted every single one of your individuals inside. If one of them is gonna be in the island, they're gonna be exterminated. And if they're gonna come back on that ship, the entire ship is gonna go down at the bottom of the sea.
Noted.
Good.
High-level evocation magic. It's certainly an interesting topic. Especially now that the world has realized how to do this without magic. But yeah. I'll leave you to that. Have fun continuing your quarantine. We'll be moving on now.
Yeah. They don't say anything, but as soon as you like walk out, all of a sudden the tear just kind of opens and you suddenly feel a lot more stronger and your magical capabilities return to full.
Oh, once I'm outside that bubble, I'm casting Fly again and getting my ass back to the ship.
And I'm following as I was circling above.
Yeah, and they almost like immediately they start to diverge the path closer to the island. And,
Oh, how I would love to get on that boat with my daggers.
Ugh. So, I couldn't hear much of the conversation because that barrier was kind of blocking everything.
There was a whole array of different things going on. But the most important thing, and once we're back on the main deck, I'll be continuing that. Handing back the glove to Ken. As of right now, and most likely for the foreseeable future, it will not be possible to enter this island.
What is that? Exactly.
Let me guess, they'll tell us all if we try and go there. Just
Of
guessing.
course. What else? The point is, they try to eradicate anything that happened on the island after the encounter with Omnius. And following that, well, Icarus and whatever else was left of druidic presence on that island retaliated and fought back against them, which they deemed enough of a hostility to quarantine and remodel the entire island, making a small hand gesture pointing towards the island.
Just from the demeanor that they were showing off, which was extremely hostile, by the way.
It was.
Are you sure the Platinum Seas are the good guys? Because they really do not seem it.
Lecter's head slightly sings. And in a slightly rougher voice, he just kind of says, I never claimed that we were the good guys.
Question, DM.
Uh,
Is the boat within
earshot of us.
Yeah. A good of like 1,500 feet away from you. What I ask?
So if I were to yell at them, they would hear it.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
You slowly see the face of Ken turn into a very angry face.
Uh-oh.
As he's gonna walk towards the edge of the boat, and he's going to yell, unless anybody stops me.
I won't.
I'm not gonna actually yell, but he says, "You bastards have no right to claim this. This is my home." And he
List it
just
out.
walks away and then he just walks away.
You get a whisper. Kind of. A feminine voice speaks in your mind. Shout as much as you want, but your home is now a grave. There's nothing.
And he's not gonna say this or reply to it, but in his head it's like one thing he said, "There's my sympathy towards the Platinum Seas at this moment."
I say it later as like, what would happen if I pulled out that shield I've got? You know, the one.
No,
And then just waved it around so they could see. Probably make them lose their minds, since the name Platinum Seas greatly implies something related to the shield.
Hmm.
Considering what
You
it
didn't
is.
actually know the story behind the name, did you?
No, not exactly, because you haven't told me.
Well, it's not a story that has been relevant for a long time, but we, as the Platinum Seeds, are the monopoly on arcane platinum.
Oh, I thought it was related to
Heavily,
Bahamut.
not directly.
That's why I assumed.
You could
Because
have ghost drops definitions, but it's not
all
necessary.
the previous places, like all the stuff I've heard about that include the word platinum in their name, are usually related to Bahamut.
Yeah.
Which is completely understandable.
Yeah, a good half a minute later, you just hear a cackling laughter from the same voice echo through your mind.
He's going to stop and look about.
Nothing. I mean, there, like you can see from the boats, like at least like two people watching you, but one is a dragonborn, another is like a dwarf. Just like not like staring at you, but more like just overseeing the ship, and they're just like sailing away.
Gonna give him watch him for a bit, and then he's going to go down. He's going to turn towards Lecter. "So are we really leaving this place?"
Not like we could do anything else. If you
Hands-
value your or any of our lives, you will not set a single foot on that. None is, in the most true version of the statement, scorched earth.
So Ken, as Lecter finishes that, you hear another laughter. The same voice saying, "Of course you won't. Because you're all lapdogs the planet sees. Obeying like you should.
Out of curiosity, if I cast, not dispel, detect magic again, is there any sign of divination magic?
No.
He's going to reply to the voices. I ain't no lapdog to that thing, that organization, nor will I be goaded into doing what you want me to do.
Goated, not goated. Sorry, I'm a grammar Nazi.
I'll be making my way up to the bridge. We'll continue north.
Stopping,
Ken.
hand on your shoulder, Lecter.
Hmm.
You know your organization is a bunch of assheads, right? They don't take too fondly to you. So why do you still put yourself under their banner?
A conversation for a different time.
So Ken, you get a whisper back.
I don't know.
Sure, whatever you say. It's not like you're fleeing from your homeland. People are still alive in their basements, waiting for someone to get them out. They'll die, suffocating on their own ashes. This shit.
Can I see Kin's face being twisted and contorted him after receiving these messages?
It's not not less contorting. It's more he just blanks, like, because he's still getting used to hearing that kind of stuff. So he's just like twitches a bit, and like just stares off in the distance, murmurs something and replies, and then snaps back to it.
Okay,
And
Kin?
his answer to that, he's like, "Yeah. And how do I know you speak the truth? I've been lied to a lot lately."
You all
Oh God, no!
all you
Or-
respond, all you get is just a very heartfelt chuckle for a good few seconds.
All of us.
No, Ken.
So you said all.
All you hear.
Yeah, all you hear,
as
Ken. Well, here's the thing about the nuclear RVCM. It got harvested. It got harvested.
Huh? Oh no, I was talking make new ones. We have the scientists, we have the nanotechnology, we
Yeah.
literally are just missing a little bit of available materials, which I'm pretty sure we just saw an island that was full of uranium.
Yep.
How do you guys think the Platinum Seas would be able to handle a few nuclear ICBMs being sent at their remaining flying fortresses? I think it would make for an interesting show. But maybe I'm just going full circle as a character and a player that really hates the PS.
I'm already
Honestly,
hating.
I can
I'm
understand
hating,
it, but that's a conversation for later, because right now we're kind of in a bad situation that I really don't want to mess with this specific
I've already
shit.
got a bad taste in my mouth from the interactions I've had with them so far.
But I'm assuming you're still here with that in that moment. Lecter, it's like, Lecter, for what I've seen, they've all but pushed you out. You're only to them by name. Am I wrong?
There's one last thing to be done. Afterwards, we can continue this conversation. It will take some time, but I'm sure we'll get to it.
Let's try and do this conversation out of earshot if we want to keep things confidential. Because you never know, those guys might be listening.
Long silence. It's like, just don't move the bloody boat too far from this place. I'm going back down to train. And just walks away.
He's going to end up doing something stupid after he walks off. I just say that to later.
Genuinely sorry for this, but... Jax?
Hmm?
You had my plans to continue this travel, right? This journey.
Yeah. I mean, I got paid to basically guide you, so. And was not exactly.
Anything that's standing in the way of that?
Not really. I mean, this is much better than what I had only a few months ago, so I'm not complaining.
Then let's continue. I'm sorry,
I'll do bad to drink Alistair, but I really think the Platinum Seas either needs to be reorganized or needs to be gone. I haven't been here long, I can already tell they're assholes. And then walk off.
Other than that, like just currently standing on the bridge and just looking towards the other ship that's, as far as I understand it, slowly distancing itself.
Yeah, no,
What's Chaz doing?
it's going basically up the island, just kind of circling around.
Hmm.
Kaz finally wakes up.
Oh, you're alive as well.
He's been unconscious this entire time.
Where's everyone?
Somewhere on the ship. That accounts for everybody.
So he'll wander about for about half an hour.
Probably finds the flaming Albia before I do.
I am. I'd make my way around the ship as well, and who knows, maybe at some point I'll find you.
Okay, so
Anything specific you're looking for, Cards?
Well, I'm just coming along with you in case we get to find that motherfucker that killed me. So I'm just here for the ride for a while.
referred to me as frozen.
Oh, in case you're referring to the cryostasis, I'm pretty sure that it was connected to the giant dragon that recently passed through.
So I'm gonna roll the animal handling check for taming, or training my Albia.
Sure. Hey!
22.
Nice.
Another step.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. The kid's actually been keeping up the snuff, and it's actually keen and listening to commands. Not fully, but yes. Progress has been made. Yeah.
Yes.
So, where are you heading?
Further north, from the position of Norm. Quickly, let me get my map out. Up in the direction of Nana.
It'd be really unfortunate for the Platinum Sea's leadership to just suddenly find themselves with a rapier through the throat.
If you can get that far.
Even Plucky is hesitant about the idea of trying to take on a single ship with a few mages. Think about trying to get into one of their actual big old mageocracies.
Yeah,
You're gonna need something with a little bit more pushing power than a rapier, my friend.
yeah, I know.
Speaking of which, I'd like to go talk to some new Dunkirkians.
Okay.
I have well, no, I need to go talk to Mordecai because I have a thing that he needs to get me.
Yeah, you find Mordecai hangover in his in the lab in the workshop, trying to fit some what looks like just some bracers, but it's like a very perplexed. It's like it stretches out, it stretches back, it's usual, and he looks like he's about to either pass out or just puke.
Why not both?
I don't know.
I put my bell on.
It's a puke out.
Cling, cling, cling. Everybody just looks and just sees Plucky walk in.
Hello. I'm gonna keep my voice down because he looks like he's having a bad day.
Yeah, he had some reminiscing to do.
Yeah, I kind of bothered him last night and got him to sort of agree to make me a thing that lets me understand people.
Like a translator.
Whatever you guys want to call it. I'm tired of not being able to understand all these people that we meet in these new islands. It's really
Okay.
annoying.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you just like half through the conversation, you see something just like start to slowly manifest in the woman's hand, in the hand that is like just fully metallic, and it looks like a piece, like this like notch piece, and she kind of gives you to it and says, "Yeah, put it on your hair. Now you understand everything."
Whoa, it was that easy?
Yeah, all 274 languages.
Wow, that's a big number. That would take me like 5 minutes to count to.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, we can only speak only a few ourselves, so it's not exactly. And she just kind of walks away from you. Like,
I don't want to fucking mess with this.
yeah. She kind of just looks at you. She like she tries to she wanted to go on a rant. Just looks at you like, not worth it, and walks away.
So is Plucky in the science room?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Wearing a bell and fully visible for once.
If you catch a glimpse, you can see Kendall going in there quickly, talking to some of the scientists, and I sent you a DM, Eric, as to
Oh
what.
my god! Give me a second.
And then he leaves to go do some training.
If Arachnus is giggling about it, it can't be good.
Yep.
They say they can make it in like an half an hour, so.
Yep. And then he walks away, goes and trains for that.
Actually, I have a question. I have another question for the lady before she walks away.
Oh no.
So, do you guys? I can do a thing that I know I can do. It's a magical thing, and it's kind of cool. I don't know exactly where the limits between what you guys do and magic kind of blur, but so I can shoot a green ray at stuff that makes it go away. You guys think you could study how to do that? Would you be interested in trying to study how to do that? It's a pretty neat trick.
She kind of looks around. you see quite a few people like slightly nudging their head, like sideways. Then like kind of she looks back at you, just kind of this like a small, like a half-worked smile. It's like, I don't think we can at the moment. We're kind of busy with our own things.
Fair enough. If you ever want to learn how to disintegrate things, let me know.
I've probably come to a lab at this point, just because I remember I asked them to make me that like dart gun thing that's wrist mounted.
Oh shit, it's Revan, I gotta go! And I disappeared.
Okay.
The bell was just sitting on a lab bench nearby.
So
Was that Platy? Was that Platy?
No! You hear pitter patter as it running away.
Anyway, I've done for the thing I asked to have built.
which is
It was a wrist mounted dart launcher for stuff like tranquilizers or others
okay.
or poisons.
Before we do any darts and poisons and something that might accidentally kill you, maybe you just test it out and see if it doesn't just accidentally, I don't know, cinches your arm, may accidentally break your collarbone.
It was meant to be something small and silent.
It is, but we don't exactly have your exact measurements, so they give this like a thing. So we got a few darts that are just needles. They don't do anything much except for prick. So walk around and see, that it accidentally just doesn't go off by a sudden movement, a sudden twitch or twist of your arm.
Yeah.
Come
Okay,
come back to us tomorrow if it needs any calibration. We can do it, and then the poisons. And
Yes. Yeah. I'll keep it unloaded when I'm not using it, obviously. I'm not an idiot, like one person I know. Yeah. Also, I kind of heard the tail end of that conversation with Plushie, I think, talking about a beam that makes things go away. I think he's referring to a spell called Disintegrate.
How the fuck do you know that?
I've killed wizards.
Question.
My dad is an assassin, remember?
Yeah, but like, were you sneaking up on us when we were having this conversation? Did you somehow hear me across the room? Like,
I was walking into the room at the tail end of the conversation. I heard the last bit, and then I walked in, and you went, "Oh shit!" and then bailed.
fair.
And considering how high pitched your voice is, I can probably hear you from far away.
Funny thing, higher pitched sounds carry less distance. Lower pitched carries longer.
Plus, my guys feel somewhat young.
yeah, okay.
I know. I kind of missed a game there.
Okay. So,
Sorry.
and they just look at each other confused. It looks at you like, okay, and
What about it?
I'm guessing he wanted you to make something that replicated that spell.
I heard he wanted to test how it worked. Like, I don't know what's so special about his thing. We can make things that obliterate things, but I don't know. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I never asked questions about what he does, but still, he just wants you to make a weapon that removes something from existence completely.
I mean, we do have a. It kind of just. One of them just like tries to say something, and other just like immediately like, gives a look at the other, and the first one just shuts.
He was about to tell me the laws of physics that doesn't allow that, but then Vegeta sees in different worlds. Okay. Where the laws of physics don't exactly apply. Anyway. Okay, I'll test this out and see if it's got any errors. And I'll do better to you guys tomorrow. Also, you might want to nurse that hangover before you get back to work, and then head off.
Yeah. So, as you're all leaving the thing, I would like one of you to roll me a d10 towards the island of Nana. Oh, shit.
Good.
I'm not doing it because last time I rolled Sullen Crows.
So, Ken, I got your DM, and I said it's gonna be, it could be made in an hour and a half. So, hello.
I'm going to find Lecter again.
Okay.
That bad.
Roll for these.
And it's... So where is Lecter, by the way?
I'm most likely just kind of wandering around the ship right now, thinking about how I could
So
deal
he
with the
doesn't
current situation.
approach you head on. He waits for you to pass by him and then step out from the corner. And if you keep walking, he's going to follow you behind you.
How may I help?
The scientists are able to create something to help me mitigate or heavily reduce the radiation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That does sound like an advantage.
You said magical. Is that the cloud of radiation?
We have to assume that. How exactly it works, honestly, we don't know. Interactions between technology and magic tend to be messy in this world. You know that just by yourself.
Yes. I'm gonna put the cards on the table right now. During our last discussion, I heard a voice that said there's innocents in their basements down there. I don't know if it's to be trusted.
I wouldn't.
But you know, it's my nation.
It's a decision whether you want to trust them or not. You always need a certain amount of trust to
I'm-
approach a situation, but do you whether you want to enforce it or not?
I was hoping for a more level head to give me a definitive.
Honestly,
Because if I had my way, I'd drag every single one of us in there to help.
I can definitely understand that statement. I assume we would be walking around the ship right now. And just by chance of fate, we would be at some point in the ship where you can hear the dining area, where there's hopefully at least a bit of, like, noise coming from.
Yeah. There
Hmm?
is.
But as of right now, there are a few hundred people on the ship. If we were to set foot on this island, we would be killed. Everyone who would enter the island. If we were to somehow enter the island and return to the ship alive in some way or form, they would kill the entirety of this, the entire crew of the ship, along with whatever and whoever is aboard.
At that point, you say that. So you see where I'm coming from when I tell you that the people who made you are complete and utter pieces of shit.
I never claimed the opposite. Everybody has a dark side in this world. I'm pretty sure everybody here aboard the ship has killed people that did not necessarily need to die. All of us have stories that don't deserve to be told. So do you, so do I. And right now, we have the options to either approach this level-headed and push this topic away until we can actually do something about it. Who knows? Politics is an interesting area. Or we just rush in right now head first and get ourselves, including everybody that we hold dear or maybe even love, just vanish. Let's be honest. I'm a member of the Platinum Seeds, right? There are, of course, orders that I would hesitate to perform. But if something happens, who knows? Maybe someone gets killed. And we just constantly have to decide whether we want to actually take that risk and break our own morale to beat the one above us. You right now have the luxury of being so distant from your higher-ups that you do not take direct orders. I do not have that luxury. The blade at my neck that is capable of cutting the wire to the bomb that will kill us all. So I choose to wait.
There's just silence from him. After a little bit, it's like, I've noticed that the ship is taking a different course away from the island, so it seems like you've already made your decision.
I have.
Right.
There's one thing to be noted.
Can you get a whisper in your mind? The same familiar female voice, a heartfelt cackle, saying, "Once a dog, always a dog."
I'm choosing to ignore it. And it's like, oh, when you're ready, we still got some demons to slay for my sword. And he starts walking.
I have to sadly say that I do not possess that spell or any spell of that area right now. But I'm sure that can be arranged. Let me quickly figure something out. We'll talk later.
And it's right before he walks away, or he turns his back, starts walking, but then stops, turns his head towards you, like, as played out. I've seen this played out many a times. One of these days you'll be told to do something that you know is wrong, and I hope you make the right decision. Because the one thing I do not want is for you to be on the other side of my barrel. And he just walks away.
And then you hear not too long after he starts to walk away. So I just want to get this right. So your organization just threatened my life if anybody else does something related to the place we're leaving now? as in me, a completely unrelated party, just had my life threatened by your people for something I have no control of, they're gonna have to figure out a way to fix that, because if they ever try to act on that, I will burn them all to the fucking ground.
Can you really call yourself unrelated if you are accompanying a member of said organization?
I'm largely unaffiliated. I could leave at any moment, and you're giving me a very good reason to. If me tagging along puts me at risk of fallout for something I didn't have anything to do with from an organization that I don't want to have any dealings with, that's a problem for me.
Although I would find it quite saddening to see you go, I'm just saying, there's nothing stopping you. If you realize that this is too much of a heavy situation, there's nothing stopping you from bailing out.
You know, maybe Omnius was onto something. Or maybe 404, pardon, was onto something.
Maybe Rog was onto something by leaving yesterday. I got a small idea. I want to try something out. I'll be in my room if you need anything.
So
I feel like we've been glossing over Chaz.
As you start to leave, Plucky asks, can you do me a favor and look around real quick, make sure we're not being watched?
I guess, detect magic from my side.
Nothing.
Full disclosure. Full disclosure. Your organization comes for me. Not going to work well for anybody. I'm not going to let them try to burn me for something this stupid. And I will actively start working against them, if it comes to that.
Oh, you heard him. I just kind of say into the air as I turn around and leave.
I think Plucky and I are in the same boat on that point.
He just flips off the air in 3 directions. Just standing there, both fingers just start flipping off the air and fuck all of you! Come and get me, you son of a bitches!
Okay. Araxis, one thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to start a tradition today.
Okay.
As far as possible, I want to dedicate one spell slot every day to a small project that's going to take a while.
Okay.
For the entire containment field of my room.
Mm-hmm.
From now on, every single day, I'm going to be casting spell Mordenkainen in Private Sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be strayed upon while in bed, right?
The area has the following properties. It's completely soundproof. You cannot look inside it. Divination senses cannot appear inside that area. You cannot be targeted by any form of divination inside the area. And as for teleport and planar travel, I honestly don't care. But my room is going to become as silent as is physically possible. Spell takes 10 minutes to perform every day. It's a 4th level spell slot. I'm going to permanently dedicate one spell slot every single day to do this. If I do this for an entire year, the spell becomes permanent.
Alrighty. So nothing happened for the first section of the journey. The wind changes multiple times, but that's a trivial issue. Anybody else want to do anything, or can, the suit theoretically would be ready?
Well, it's a little late since we're already gone. So if he's just going to be in there swinging his sword, but it's going to slowly turn from just practicing to just venting his anger at what's going recent events.
Hmm.
Eventually, yeah, he's going to eventually swing hard enough with whatever he's hitting is just going to absolutely break.
Okay, so question. We're only a perception check, technically. Not a question. Or
Me?
actually, yeah, or actually a question. How focused are you into those swings? How focused?
I'm gonna say he's pretty focused because he's channeling
Okay, in that regard,
hatred.
you about maybe four four fifths into whatever you're doing for a past, I don't know, hours. You spot Lena just staring at you in the corner, just leaning against it. Doesn't say a word, just kind of looks at you.
After noticing, I'm assuming after it breaks and he's just panting heavily, he's going to finally notice and just stand there, and eventually look at her. Bit of there's anger, but he's also holding back some tears.
She just kind of, she looks at you with understanding, but also with the usual coldness of her. And just kind of gives a long sigh, and just kind of walks a few steps forward towards you. Puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Yeah, I know how that feels. Losing a home."
He's gonna take a big sigh, a big breath, exhale. It's like, up until recently coming to here, I didn't even think that was even possible for me. And now that I'm looking at it, now that I've seen the devastation that can be brought upon this world, it's it puts a lot on the mind.
Well, at least, as I heard, weren't they leaving? So at least you got that for them. Wherever they went, they're safe. If that's any closure to you.
Yeah. Uh, we have been known to be headstrong and stubborn, and when it comes to brushing things off, I do have. I have no doubt that any survivors are going to make the best of it. Just it's just sometimes you wish you could have done more.
I mean, you did a lot for them, most likely. For me, definitely. And besides, this is the Archipelago. the island would have disappeared no matter what. All I truly see is something die before it should have.
Yeah. That's he's he's just at this point there's just a whole range of emotions that he's just going through in his head as he's just looking at Lena. Just oh, one thing that at least me coming here has led me to you. And as bad as everything else has been within the last months, I am very glad to have met you.
Huh. She kind of is kind of caught off guard. And then she kind of gives like a smirk smile and says, "They're telling me in your world everything was so dull and boring that you find me so exciting. Is that it?"
I mean, I've seen my fair share of action in the past, but recently I do admit it had been relatively peaceful. And, well, I'm completely honest, it did get a little bit boring from time to time. You can only patrol the same town so many times before you know everybody there, their entire routines. As much as I miss it, I am quite taking a liking to this whole adventuring, discovering new things and new people.
The world, honestly, is a lot more beautiful beyond the sea, on the mainland, or actual places where, you know, one day you might be there, another you might not be, and on the third you might be coming back with another head.
He gives a slight chuckle, even though he's not 100% sure if she's serious about that last part or not.
Like, oh,
Quick side question: we're headed to the mainland, right?
No, you're
No.
Most definitely not.
No, you're heading towards Nana, the actual most developed island in this place. Fine.
Then
They're long enough.
hopefully I get to. Hopefully, after all this is done, we can go. You can give me the tour of the mainland then.
There's a lot to explore. Will take years, a lot of money. But I think we got
Not like
all-
Iva is a problem
Yeah.
nowadays.
Oh, but she was in it.
Like that appears out of nowhere. No.
But it's not like we're short of any of that, are we?
Doesn't seem like it.
So, with that, yeah, I would like one of you to roll me a d10.
I'll do it.
A very peculiar d10, and I would like you to tell me what is everybody doing.
3.
And if anybody, oh god, if anybody
Well, it depends on what happens between me and Lena after that.
busy,
Okay.
busy. Okay, Plucky, Revan, Kaz, Lecter, any cool or interesting things you might be doing?
Some minor details.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Lecter.
Sorry. Just a minor thing. Lecter would actually, just for the fun of it, after finishing off his spell, be standing in front of the mirror. Actually, good point. Does he have a mirror in his room?
Theoretically, in each room there is a mirror, like this very large, almost like from the ceiling to the floor type of deal.
Okay. I'd be standing in front of that mirror, and by wasting one disguise self, I would be trying out different colors.
Okay.
Nothing much. Black and red seems to be quite a nice
I would
color
like
combination.
you to roll me a D100. Actually, 2 D100s for that. Kaz. Oh yeah, Plucky. What are you gonna do? Oh my god.
I'm pestering scientists.
Okay, what are you pestering them for?
I want to get them thinking about what's the most powerful weapon they could possibly create.
A lot of them just kind of look at you. We can do a lot of stuff. Why do you need a weapon?
I would ask.
No reason. No, that's going to be a pretty flimsy lie. There's definitely a reason. I get the non-distinct feeling that at some point our free cruise is going to run out and somebody's going to come and try to oppress their will on us. It's probably better to be prepared.
Proposing what exactly?
The most powerful form of self-defense you can think of. I'm not really thinking we need to project, but if anybody tries to come after us, I definitely want to be able to stop them.
What's the threat?
See, that varies. That's the thing. You guys aren't too good at dealing with magic, so can't really expect you to come up with an immediate countermeasure for that. Maybe if we got you to study it a little bit more, you could figure out how to better manipulate it and, like, you know, use your stuff with magic to make something better. Basically, yeah, something to protect us. Are you guys good with shields? Can you do shields?
We actually had a solution, but we need to get the ship worthy of flight.
Yeah, see, I feel like that's also going to be a problem because one of the groups that I'm super concerned about that with, you know what? You should talk to the captain about that. That's not my place. Just think defense and think, like, very powerful.
Uh-huh.
All right, here's my bell. Bye-bye.
Clink, clink, clink.
Honestly, I really like the idea that Plucky steals the bell off of them every single time he enters the room before actually putting it on. They just carry the bell with them, he steals it off them, puts it on, comes into the room again, and then he actually approaches them.
He's completely misunderstood the purpose of the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's a child.
Yeah.
He's a kinder. It's worse.
It's actually worse. Oh. But, yeah.
Then I go find Lecter.
Kaz? Revan? Anything?
I was probably still just training Alistair. Well, considering he's got that little area to himself now, basically in the cafeteria, I'm probably training him there. if Chaz is there at this point, then you're probably watching me do this.
F, you said there was like a training area, right?
Yeah,
Not
there is.
direct. There is.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
whole gym.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, there's like.
Where do you think I've
forget
been?
that shit.
Where do you think I've been?
So Chin
That
and
fucking
Lynn
point.
are having special time.
Hey, and you know what's the best part? That gym comes with complimentary gym music TM. You know the one.
Oh,
So
God.
it's like a gem, not like a kind of practice something in particular. There's something I want to test out. That Kaz would want to test out rather.
What is it Kaz trying to test?
Spit it out.
Uh, Well, he would literally spit it out. Quite literally.
Oh, you're
Very
doing
nice.
your dragon's breath.
He's been feeling he's felt a bit different since he woke up, so he's gonna try just using his breath if he can, if it's a place where he can do that.
I mean, there's the main deck that you can just shout out into the thing.
Just
That
full
can
force
work.
vomiting out.
And
Before he
he will
does it
see if
into the
anything-
wind.
he will check if anything changes about his normal poison breath.
Dude. So here's interesting. You hundreds probably times at this point in your life you use your breath, but there's a different. There's this cold sensation at the bottom of your throat. You take a deep breath, and as you shout out a good nice streak of cold just goes out and freezes the air in front of you for a moment, and it dissipates.
That's not supposed to happen.
You're a green dragonborn, right?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Bum, bum, ba, bum.
Lecter, some weird shit is happening. I need help.
Oh, please go in line, draw a number. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if releasing that dragon has fucked up all the other dragons in the world.
Honestly,
Dragonborn.
that wouldn't be the worst thing happening.
So here's the thing, Kaz. There was this very like Sora Elven individual that is like has the silver scales that it just keep following you. And as soon as he
dear.
took a breath, he's like, "So that's very peculiar."
I know. It's not supposed to happen.
It appears you're one of the blessed ones. Congratulations.
Now, define blessed one.
So do you know? Wait. He kind of squints. I remember you. You're Kaz, right?
Yes, I'm Kaz.
And he kind of immediately like, shakes your head. I heard so much about you. It's so sad that you died.
I know. I was very sad about it as well.
Wait, you died now?
I
Oh yeah, he doesn't know about this guy.
So. Wait, so. He looks a bit confused. Never mind. Did you came in contact with the Dragon Cast, the colossal dragon, the grandchild of Tiamat?
technically, I just kind of froze. I was in a building
Oh!
and
Oh! Wait, ooh. Ooh, you possess. Ooh. He starts like clutching his head and just starts walking from like almost around you. It's like, ooh.
What's happening?
Ooh. You've been blessed by a very corrupt blood. Which is a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. Oh, this is very interesting.
What? I don't know what you mean. This doesn't make any sense.
It definitely doesn't, because you theoretically have the grandchild of Tiamat blood in your veins at the moment. It's a very peculiar process, and only in my time about, what, 20 something people, all dragonborn, only possess this capability. Some of them are not even dragonborn anymore. Some of them are full-blown dragons at this point. But that's beside the point.
Oh shit.
Oh. Ooh. How do you feel? Do you feel any headaches? Eyes at the vision swimming? Any inertia feeling?
I feel fine. Like sleepy, but it's mainly because I had a long day yesterday.
Interesting. You never actually got to skip cast. I'm very curious. Maybe. Yeah, I should probably stop thinking of what happened, but he kind of looks a bit confused at you. Oh yeah, you don't know who I am, right?
I have literally no idea who you are. This is the first time I've met you.
He immediately like grabs you by the hand and just shakes you. Varric knocks up a silver dragon at your service. Where do they knew each other? Oh, this is very confusing. How to explain this, but
Fuck, I forgot about this guy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably should have told him about this.
Yeah, definitely.
The things you forget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing major.
You know the meme? I feel like I forget something. Well, if you forgot, it's probably not important. Cut to Kaz. Who the hell are all you?
That's
This-
the
this-
side effect of being frozen for so long. He has memory loss.
You were
just seen-
frozen for literally like 3 days or something.
Yeah.
I've also just sent you the how to spell it.
So yeah, he shakes your hand. Has any reaction?
What the fuck is happening?
Reasonable.
You
Ah.
most definitely are familiar with the archipelago concept. My dead body was in one of them, and they resurrected it, and yeah. I knew all of you, well, I still know you, most of you, for about 18 years or so. And I knew you for about 7, but then you died.
Where is this conversation happening?
On the main deck.
Ah. Okay.
This is very confusing.
Oh yes, indeed it is, but do not fret. I've seen a lot of things that do not how do I say this? Connect properly, or different amalgamations. So you're most likely fine. Besides, you have silver dragon blood, so you'll be fine. You have the blood of Cass in your veins. You should be most definitely fine. Whew.
I hope so.
Roll me an insight check.
The way you phrased it, is that you should be fine.
Maybe?
Also, Eris, did you really have to mention that guy's name? That jumble of
Yes.
letters.
Yes.
I like
Did you just headbutt the keyboard?
Maybe.
Insight, where's my insight?
You never heard of a dragon named Bomb, did you? Exactly.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
good insight.
The star
Fuck
ones
me.
usually have one.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
He seems very excited about the circumstance of you being alive and you possessing something that is incredibly disturbing and alien to you, but to him he looks like he's just hit a gold mine of sorts.
Okay, I'm going to go. You can you can just do whatever you want, really. I have to tune my instrument. I will see you later.
Aren't you playing
Maybe.
a drum?
Yes, to make sure the steel of the drum is tight enough.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that it works properly.
Okay.
Away from here.
Okay, he
Well.
just kind of nods to you and says, "Very well. I won't
Hey, look, an excuse to walk away.
Very well, I won't disrupt you." Cat like, oh god, no.
Goodbye. And I walk away, trying to find someone else. Literally anyone else.
Yeah, no. The jet of fire comes up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm joking, of course.
So, Araxis, quite a weird question to pose, but did I die trying to play dress up?
No, you did not.
Sorry, what?
Oh yeah, the two D100s. Yeah, changing color scheme from one to another, from different coloration, and you come across, just dark, and you try to switch it to something different, and it just stays.
Oh.
Curious.
And all,
by the way,
before you say anything,
there is a coloration like that in memes.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we're
Looks
talking.
evil.
We're talking very dark, as in you're soaking the light into your own color.
It's Vanta Black.
And all of a sudden, you just see the eyes from just red start to lose their redness and become to just pale out and become just pale. And you're just standing and just looking at yourself. What would you like to do?
Honestly, I'm fascinated by this.
He's completely Vanta Black, isn't he?
Kinda. But yeah.
By the way, this is a basketball.
We know.
Yeah. It looks like it's not there.
Yeah. Curious. On the point of this being started by a spell, is it literally to the point that I cannot actively dispel this spell?
For a good 10 seconds, it remains there and just slowly but surely dissipates. And it has very ominously, as not like you return back to your own usual shade, but it looks like it's like there were tendrils all around you that are slowly just seeping back into your own body. And the color, comes back to its usual self.
Interesting. Wonderful. Okay. After that's cleared up, I will, leave my room, check that the spell is in order. When opening my door now, you will literally just see a wall of black fog that you kind of have to pass through to actually enter my room.
Okay, you open your door, and standing on the other side of it is a Plucky.
Hello, how may I
Who
help?
has been knocking on your door for a while, but the sound's not getting through.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Wait, what was that?
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Nah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're probably doing
Did you not hear me in there? I was just doing that for like
no.
5 minutes.
You're probably doing
I have
it
to
down with the
inform you that I was
hangover,
completely
you know.
sober.
One person at a time. I'm talking to Lecter. Lecter?
Okay, fine.
It's completely soundproof now, so I'm afraid not much will come through there.
Soundproof? Oh, yeah, you're a wizard. I should have thought about that. Anyway, so it's probably not exactly my place to be saying this, but I feel like I thought of something that you haven't thought of that we all probably should be thinking of, and it's kind of important because if we go ahead and go through with it, it could actually probably kill all of us.
Would you like to join me inside?
That would be great. And I walk in.
Yes.
So
There's
have you
no
considered
form of
that-
entry barrier, so whatever you do, you can always just go in.
I just walk right in, and then as soon as I make it through the other side and I see you, I stick in. So the scientists have just told me something that I find kind of concerning, and I'm wondering if you've thought about why it could be concerning. So they're working on a project related to the ship, right?
Hmm.
And you know the project, right? And he points up.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to think of it.
Do you not see how that could be a bad idea? Just think
Giant
about it.
hunk of metal flying in the sky, probably everywhere around Earth.
No.
Not
A
Earth.
giant hunk of metal that is heavily armed and very much resembles a fortress, now floating. And he does that like hand maneuver where he's like, "Come on, come on."
I can completely see your point. It is intimidating for whoever has to witness all of this. The thing is, have you asked EOS why they want to even partake in the project?
Elves. I asked the new
Sorry,
Duncan.
that's the people I meant.
They said something about once they get it up, then they can start talking about defense. Because that's what I just went and talked to them about. I think we all should be really thinking about that. Like, we're kind of
Defense
not
is the
very well
important point.
protected.
That is true.
I mean,
And
sure, this
they
thing's
are
made
the
out of
experts
metal.
on this. Yeah,
Sorry.
they are the experts on this. So if they claim that flight is the step that is needed to actually reach a perfect defense, I have to assume that they are correct.
Okay, I just wanted to do that thing where, like, I pointed out what was about to be a really big problem, hopefully before it becomes a bigger problem.
Don't worry, Plucky, you are right. It is going to be a bigger problem. And the
Fair
thing
enough.
is, though, honestly, I'm in a pretty bad situation right now where I cannot really move to either side. And I'm still thinking about how to make that best decision. So, for now, I just let things happening, even though it's a horrible idea. Just because I don't have any better options right now. But I do say, let me say something. Like I said before, I cannot stop you from doing anything. So, go ahead with whatever the fuck you want. I don't know anything.
Fair enough. So you don't want me to tell you what I'm thinking about doing then? Which is really unusual because normally people are really on about me explaining myself.
I can assume that it includes some bad ideas, and let me be entirely honest. At least if the laws of magic prove me right, nothing in this room can be heard.
What was the last thing?
Nothing in this room can be heard outside.
Ah. Well, that's definitely really good to know. Is this going to stay so that I can talk to other people in here?
I'll refresh it every day.
Ooh, well, that's a really useful thing to have. So then, do you want me to or not want me to tell you what I'm thinking about doing?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm thinking instead of outright starting a problem, we prepare in case a problem comes back our way. And so I'm kind of on the mindset of trying to teach the new Dunkirkians how to combine what they do with what, like, you and me and the other people here who use magic do. Because I kind of feel like a combination of those two would be pretty damn hard to beat. The big problem comes is that we're putting all of our eggs in the new Dunkirkians as a basket, and if they decide to turn on us, then we lose everything. So, We need multiple layers of contingency plan. We need a contingency plan to deal with the new Dunkerkians, and then we need a contingency plan to deal with the Platinum Seas, and then we need a contingency plan to deal with the Shadow Being. Also, I kind of feel like we may want to consider, and hear me out, because this part's going to sound exceptionally crazy, one of us throwing our lot in with the Shadow Thingy for information.
I have to say, I do not know what Xana has been serving at the bar, but it seems to be advantageous for you.
Well, I've just had a whole lot of time to think about how all the people around me who act like they know more than me are actually kind of idiots. And nobody ever listens to me when I come up with a good idea. I'm sort of used to just having to do it and let them realize it later. But, like, for whatever reason, you seem to be a little bit more approachable to my stupidity.
If you want to call it that, your thing. It is, at least technically speaking, my job to listen to my crew.
So then, we've
Yeah.
discussed contingency plans. I have another thing that I think we should probably look into. None of us, A, know how this boat actually works, and B, have any way to keep control of it should, again, the new Dunkerkians decide they want to do something. They're kind of the experts here, so we need to work on a contingency plan for that.
Oh god, I got a few interesting ideas.
On top of that,
Just saying,
Have
I
you ever
already
noticed-
have the perfect countermeasure for dealing with the new Dunkerkians. I'll just need a few spell scrolls. And I can make those over a few days, months, however long it takes.
okay, cool. Well, if you need my help with anything or like getting places people don't want to know that get there, let me know. I can help you with that. Also, next point of conversation, have you noticed that Ken's acting a little weird? And like, that's a weird thing for me to say because he normally acts weird, but recently he's been acting extra weird.
I mean, it's understandable seeing your place of origin just completely eradicated and quarantined. Must be hard on the psyche.
Yeah, you think we should be like concerned about that?
To a certain extent, yes. The question is, what is the most efficient thing to do about it? We cannot let him on the island. That's going to be a death sentence for everyone. We cannot let him
Oh,
outright
that's right,
start a
that was the
war
other
against. There's not really an option to let him start a war against the Platinum Seas because
Yet.
that's something you said.
Yes, that's something I said.
Yeah. Most of the other options, honestly, just fall short of a real solution. The only point that has to be noted that has been sufficiently effective over the entire duration of our stay here has been dependence. And in that sense, you have an incredible advantage compared to everybody else, because by all definitions, you are not dependent on anybody here. You're well known to do your own thing. But at least in some sense, everybody here is dependent on someone else. Sometimes in a personal matter, like Ken is with Lena. In some places, in a more physical situation, like the fact that the new Dunkerkians are kinda bound to the ship. They can, of course, leave, but leaving all of their technology behind is more or less a death sentence in this world. In that sense, everybody has at least a bit of pressure on them. So, do with that what you will.
Oh, so you're saying that it would be easier for me to be with the crew if you guys had leverage on me?
Not like I have any.
And
And honestly,
I don't really have much I can offer up as leverage.
we could boil this down to stupid degrees, but I think actually it's best if you stay that way. Because if things get really ugly, and I get tasked to do something you really don't like, if I don't have anything in my back pocket, I can ask you to kill me.
What?
Believe me, if the Platinum Seas orders some really bad shit, and I don't have the option to resist because I'm almost 100% sure they can enforce their commands, well, I might need someone to alleviate the pressure.
Well, I have two things that I want to bring up towards that. One, I'm both honored and concerned that you feel like that's a route for me to be a part of. And two, if you are overly concerned that they do have some sort of extra hold over you, I mean, I have some pretty powerful magics at my disposal I could use to free you. The act of doing so almost certainly will bring down the wrath of the Platinum Seas, but, something to hold in our back pocket if we ever decide we want to make that move.
I like that thinking.
I doubt there's very many things that a wish could really be prevented from doing.
You see Lecter's eyes just kind of light up for a second?
I've used them before. I mean,
Oh
obviously.
no!
You've watched.
Like
Mhm.
If push comes to shove, I could always just use that to remove any strings from you.
I have to sadly say that family ties make all of this a bit problematic. But I'm sure we'll figure something out at some point.
Absolutely fair, just putting the option on the table. Oh, speaking of putting things on the table, and he roots around in his bag for a little bit, and he pulls out this weird-looking cube thing, and he puts it on a table. I have no idea what this thing does, and every time I've tried to solve it, it just gives me a headache.
Is it literally just a Rubik's Cube?
Root.
Yeah, go on.
So I bought this from a Kenku a long time ago. It's called Rubiron Stone Cube, and it's a pain. I don't like it.
So the whole cube has, how to say this? It has just a single square that is highlighted a specific color that slightly emanates, and it actually there's 6 colors, and you can twist it. It's a 3x3 on all sides, but to twist it, it's kind of difficult. It's not very loose. It's simple. It's kind of grindy against the stone. So yeah.
I've
Looks
gotten sick of
serious.
this stupid thing. I've tried solving it 4 times now, and every time I just get a headache. So if you want to solve this stupid thing, it's your problem now. And he flips the cube off.
Is this more of the entertainment type or more of the random artifact that we bought somewhere type?
Oh, definitely number 2. The Kenku that I bought it from said that it would grant me immense treasure, but I never was able to figure out how to solve the stupid thing.
On the topic of granting immense treasure via an item that we found somewhere random, since you are in fact our resident master of chaos, I actually have something you might be interested in.
Oh my, yo!
It's also something I personally do not dare touch, but I just want to know that I have a really weird card deck that is also supposed to promise treasures beyond your greatest belief.
You have a magic poker deck?
A few less cards than that, but something similar, in fact.
A magic euchre deck?
Maybe. Yeah. As of right now, it is safely contained within a separate space. And honestly, I do not dare touch this without a 6-foot pole.
So are you saying that you want to give the magic euchre deck to me?
Not directly, but I just want to tell you if you're ready to potentially lose everything on a test about a magic item, uh, you have someone who's interested in your services. You seem to have a weird knack of knowing your way around chaos.
Well, some would
Honestly.
say it's in my blood.
I've seen that so far.
Oh yeah, speaking of, he smiles a bit, and then he reaches over and he pulls something out from under your pillow and puts it in his pocket. We'll just not deal with that today.
Wait a second. What exactly was that?
And he reaches back in his pocket, and he carefully pulls out a little contraption, and it's just a spring attached to a bell.
It would have taken quite a bit of time until that would have actually been set off. I usually just sit on the bed. I never actually lie down.
See, funny thing, this has been here for like 4 days, and I was wondering when it would go off, and it never did.
Would have taken quite a bit longer.
I'll be right back.
So yeah, we've discussed contingency plans. We've discussed magical items. Enjoy your goofy metal cube or stone cube that is a fucking asshole. And yeah, Ken's going crazy. We've discussed that. I don't really have anything else, but if I come up with anything else, I'll get a hold of you later. Bye bye. And he runs away.
Disappears into nothing. Oh god, you've given my curiosity something to kill itself about. I'm 100% sure that this is in fact a homebrew magic item. And I'm scared.
And now it's yours! Ruby Ron's stone
Shit.
cube.
Back. So did Plucky pull the car yet?
Nope. I just informed him that I have one. That I have them. That in case he's ever interested in trying out something incredibly ludicrously dangerous, he can just tell me. But honestly, that cube looks interesting.
Are you going to attempt to solve the cube?
Before actually solving it, I want to know what the hell it is.
Bum, bum, bum.
Do I get anything via identify?
Oh. Yeah. 6-sided soul cage. If it's if a individual with a soul dies within 10 feet of this item, its soul is automatically trapped in this cube and will remain indefinitely so until the puzzle is solved or the soul within the cube has any means of getting out, and or via wish spell or any similar means. Currently, the soul 4 out of 6 souls are in place of a hawk, of a Baylor, of a ancient purple slug, and of a Arakocra.
What was the very first one?
A
A
hawk.
hawk.
HAWK?
Yes.
Okay.
Hawk, Baylor, ancient purple slug, and an Arakocra.
Lecter had the item in his hand when oh god. Lecter had the item in his hand for the identify. When the identify actually finishes, he just kind of puts it back down on the table. How about no? Just so I know, Plucky, like above table, did you know shit about this?
Not a damn thing.
Wonderful. Okay,
I
another
didn't
thing
know
to
a
go into
god's
my
damn
item.
thing about this. I just knew it was an item that Plucky picked up between when I last played him at the very beginning of the campaign and when I picked him back up.
So, another thing for other holdings on my character sheet. Wonderful. This has been noted. So, quick message to Plucky. If you ever find an item like this again, don't you dare try to solve it.
Wait, was it a bad thing? I was told it was going to give me treasure.
It is a bad thing, a very bad thing.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm glad I gave it to you.
Okay. Is there any specific way of releasing things that are already inside it?
Wish spell.
Just wish spell. Okay.
Wish spell, destroying it, not destroying it, solving the puzzle, or the soul itself knows a way out, which is cryptic as fuck.
So in the case of solving it, that means you yourself get involved as well, right? Technically replacing one of them that's inside, but since it's not even full yet. So whoever solves it more or less commits suicide.
Oh,
Wait a
Give it to one of the Nazis.
Wait a minute.
I'm joking.
Wait a
But
minute.
I actually
So-
like that idea.
How
it's
does
just one of the Germans, one of the standoffish ones.
does that thing require attunement for it to automatically suck souls?
no, it just says that if a per entity with a soul dies within 10 feet of this, it immediately just sucks its soul.
So that would imply that a lot of the things that Plucky has either killed or been around that have killed lately either A, don't have souls, or B, are otherwise immune?
Or, for some reason, it doesn't suck it.
Dookie.
Or maybe you just held that cube in the bag of holding all this time. Or,
Oh yeah, because the bed of holding is technically its own
Yes!
pocket dimension.
Fucking, okay, that solved fucking your 10th dimensional mind over there. I'm like, fucking, so like, but, what?
Yeah, no, a bag of holding is its own tiny pocket dimension, and the like quite literally bigger on the inside, but so it would be out of range.
Okay.
Because Lictor was around a lot. Well, the Salt Age would have been around a lot of those Germans that we killed.
I mean, he always had the thing in the bag of holding.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's right there. That's why I'm like, oh, fucking 10th dimensional brainer axis over here going, oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
is
because it was in
actually
the bag of holding, it was out of range of all the corpses.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention you only get it out to attempt to solve it. So,
Originally, we were planning on dropping off all the Germans and some of the Russians off at Norn, but now that's gone.
it's fucking gonna test it out now. Just like, hey, Germans, guten Tag.
Well,
Well-
Lecter, enjoy the incredibly powerful and incredibly dangerous magic item that Plucky just removed out of his back pocket and went, "Here you go. Enjoy."
Honestly, if you could do that 1,000 times more, that would be entertained every single time.
Well, the thing is, if you get the souls out, you can just put those souls into robotic bodies.
The fact that we currently have a Baylor inside of a literal soul cage is kind of useful because we have a certain someone looking for demons.
I have an
But
item that
Baylor
can
is kind of powerful, so I would like to not do
Well,
that right now.
And you're not.
I also have an item that can turn people into devils. Technically, because
Really?
the succubus is
Okay.
a devil,
Noted.
Fair.
and so is an incubus. So
Honestly, I need some
it's in, according to the description that you gave me, Eric, it only works on where is it? Other positions. Drunkards, thieves, gamblers, or prostitutes.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah.
The reign,
Oh,
yeah, I
it's
took
been a while.
the reign of debauchery. I took it just because of the
point.
AC.
Of course you did. When was the last time anybody been in Ryan's room? What?
You know, I just took it because the +5 AC because I needed the AC.
Yeah. So,
But but knowing that we have to level up that sword by killing demons and devils, we've got that.
That is noted for further plans.
So, it's been 3 hours. You're still good to continue?
I think I need some time to scheme.
Yeah.
Like, we can end it here and just pick up from here next session.
I mean, that's the
I
question.
gotta work in.
I
Yeah, I
would
got
like-
work in
I
3
would
hours.
I would like one final time for you to roll me a d10 to see if anything...
So my D10 roll did nothing.
No. Well,
Good.
because, you know, I mean, stuff
That means
could
it's good.
And before we roll Star Wars.
Just literally straight up vacuum of space.
Roll me a d100 because, okay, to put in perspective, if nothing happens in 3 hours, you're gonna be in the capital of Loxodons, the womb of the world, Kalna, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do. So roll me a 1d10, so I at least just roll in dice roll, please.
That was in memes.
Yeah, roll me in dice roller. Someone.
Somebody else needs to beat me to it.
No, I
No,
already
dice
did
roll.
my one for
In
today.
dice roll, because otherwise the roll is null and void. Oh my god. Okay. 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 You can decide, Ken or Plucky, which one of you want to roll the big number.
Ken.
And
And
I rolled the small one. It's the order of the way they roll.
Both of those were literally the same outcome. An island.
okay, so do we just get the power core of the Dead Sun? That's why it exploded.
So, no. So, yeah.
One.
Roll the giant number. What's the number again? 800.
816.
Yeah. Good. Look at that. Somebody's paying attention. 816. Let's go.
Oh no.
Big money, no whammy. Get under a 10. Come on. Damn it.
Oh,
Have we gone to 38
Oh,
before?
you did.
Doesn't
Well, he
count. I
did
just
say,
wanted to
"Oh,
get under
no."
10.
Yeah, I said oh no because I remember. Oh.
No,
Wait
mine
a
doesn't
minute.
count. I just wanted to see if I could get under a 10.
Yeah. Roll me Ken again because that's null and void. That's already been a place. Come on.
Did I already do that? Which one was that?
That's
I-
if I remember correctly, that is the one, the fucking what's it called? The giant mountain with a bunch of Hank people.
yeah,
Oh,
Hangman's Mountain.
I'm just curious as to what I would get if I roll.
6, 4,
Let's see.
2.
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. I was trying to. 6, 4, 2.
Bollocks.
Wait.
Araxis just went silent.
He's consulting the Book of Ages.
If he rolled 6, 8, 2, I think I know what we would have summoned.
Well,
Oh, please not.
just as a question, Revan. What do you think has been summoned?
Well, no, I don't know what's been summoned, but if we had rolled 682, I think I know what would have been summoned: an entire facility from a specific universe containing a specific hard to destroy reptile.
Yeah.
Oh no
So,
no no no
what
no
did we
no,
get
no.
tonight?
What you got tonight? Okay.
Castlevania.
well, fuck me.
Wait,
Was that actually correct?
So, my good
No.
people, you all of a sudden let your ear crackle, uh, and you know the familiar thing, but all of a sudden also the sun starts to fade its light and it starts to get this crimson shade upon it.
No.
Oh my
No, no,
god!
no.
How lucky are you correct on this?
I don't know. I just the idea hit me. I was like, it'd be fun if we ended up in Castlevania.
And
That's literally a fucking guess.
as and
100%.
to your northeast, all of a sudden flash of light that is not even a flash anymore, but more like a spit out. All of a sudden, you just see a massive tower that literally, like a castle that goes as far as the eye can see. That by the center of it looks like has a massive tower that goes up to the sky to the point that you cannot even see the fucking the fucking top. And
I think
the first thing you see with your passive perception are these hunchback creatures by the hundreds just glaring at you from the rooftops of this place and immediately going back into the actual manor. My good people, you're here on an adventure.
Good thing you've
Wait, is that one of the really big numbers? Like one of the ones that actually could be like a small campaign by itself?
Yes. This is
fuck.
this is one of the later things, but hey, that's where you get your levels. Let's go. Ooh. Okay, so with that, I got a lot of maps prepared. Oh my god. Anyway, so I hope you gonna enjoy this, cause fuck me, you're gonna go on an adventure.
And it happens just as soon as Grog leaves.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Technically speaking, he said he wanted to return in like 1 or 2 sessions, which would mean we would find him in the middle of fucking Castlevania.
He's gonna be like he's gonna show up, burst through the wall,
Okay.
and then start being the trap out Dracula.
Okay, to put in perspective, just before I'm shutting the stream down, this is a larger island than Norn.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
so basically, the GIF I just put in Dice Roller, that would be accurate as to what just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. Anyway,
It's a Castlevania
Ravon?
series castle, right?
10 seconds.
Ravon?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go find Alucard and kill Dracula, boys!